got my editing of my normal videos out of the way early, so I got a little extra time to throw out an extra video. And so this is going to be pretty low key. It's just going to be me jamming some games of best of three, trying to rank up in the ladder. And I'm going to be playing my favorite deck. It is Dimir Toxic. It is a deck that is mostly spells. It blanks quite a lot of opponents' removal, so opposing control decks tend to have a little bit of a hard time against this. Aggressive decks tend to have a little bit better of a time against it. That's why we're playing in best of three. Most of the aggressive decks stick to best of one. So we'll go through the list real quick, and I'll show you exactly what this deck does. So most of the deck is 2-drops. There's a few 3-drops, a 4-drop, and a 5-drop. The reason why the deck is mostly 2-drops is because of Founding the Third Path. This is easily one of my favorite cards in all of Standard right now, just because it allows you to play and replay the same removal spells over and over. So it's 1 in a blue, and when you cast it, you can play a 1 or 2 cost spell from your hand without paying its cost. So that means you could play, well, not really bring the ending because that's a counter spell. Experimental Augury you can play. Experimental Augury is great to play with this because it also has Proliferate, and will proliferate your saga to its second portion immediately, making it so that you can recast your spell the following turn. And typically, if I'm doing this like early in the game, I'm going to mill myself to have better things in my graveyard to cast on the next turn with Founding the Third Path. Aside from that, there's also Prologue to Phyresis, another great card to play off of Founding the Third Path. There's a couple copies of Serum Snare. This is in here as a bounce spell because it'll add it will proliferate if it bounces something that costs 3 or less, so that's really good. Same thing with Reject Imperfection, also proliferates if it counters a spell of 3 or less. Anoint with Affliction is a removal spell, and Drown in Ichor is a sorcery speed removal spell that'll hit almost everything in the format, and it also proliferates. The only thing you're not going to be killing with this is a Sheoldred. But you've got other things to deal with Sheoldred, though. The only creature in the entire deck is Void Ring Hybrid, and it's here because it has Toxic, and it comes back from your graveyard whenever you proliferate. So even if your opponent burns removal on this card, you're still going to be able to get it back by proliferating with your other spells. Aside from that, we have a single copy of Distorted Curiosity. This allows you to draw 2 cards for only a single blue mana if you have Corruption. I'm only running 2 of them because I'm also running 2 copies of Memory Deluge. And Memory Deluge I like a little bit more just because it digs deeper into the deck and can be played at the end of turn. There's the Reject Imperfection we already talked about, and we have 4 copies of Vraska's Fall. So notice we have 4 copies of Vraska's Fall and 4 copies of Prologue to Phyresis. The reason we run a full clutch of 4 of both of these is because these are where you're going to be playing early in order to get the Poison Train rolling. So your early game is likely going to be casting either Founding the Third Path into Prologue, or killing a creature with Vraska's Fall to get a poison counter, or coming with a Void Wing for poison damage. 2 copies of Memory Deluge, and 2 copies of Vraska. Vraska is usually something that comes down in the mid to late game to get a guaranteed proliferate every single turn. Very seldom do you actually need to do her ultimate, the -9, because typically you're going to be poisoning them out just through casual gameplay as you're going through your turns. As far as the mana base, we're running 5 islands, a single Adawara, 3 swamps, 4 Darkslick Shores, 4 Shipwreck Marsh, 4 Underground River, and a full 4 copies of Mirex. This card alone can easily wreck a control player. Just being able to pump out more might tokens at the end of turn every single turn will easily overwhelm a control player. So that we're running a full 4 of in this deck. So that's the deck. Oh, let's take a look at the sideboard real quick, since we are playing a best of 3. So sideboard, we're running 2 copies of Change the Equation, good against red or green strategies. We have 2 copies of Negate, 3 copies of Glistening Deluge in the off chance that we do run across a green or white creature-based build. Then we have 3 copies of Duress for anti-control, 3 copies of Liliana the Veil. This is more for either an opposing mid-range strategy that's like a little bit slower, or against other control decks, making people discard cards every single turn. And then down here we have a couple copies of Render Inert. These are in here for those like very specific planeswalker strategies or strategies that involve a lot of counters. This is really good against things like, say, Urabrask's Forge. Completely wiping all the counters off of a Forge is really good at buying you a whole lot of turns. Also, this can be cast on battles, but we're not playing any battles in this deck, so this is kind of useless in that regard. But mostly this is going to be used against opposing planeswalker builds. So there you go. That is the list. And so let's go ahead and take it out onto the best of 3 ladder and see how it does. So it could be playing a red build, but who knows? Okay, so we got 2 Darkslick Shores. These are the fast lands. They'll come into play untapped on the first couple turns. Experimental Augury, Founding the Third Path, Drowning Ikra, and Vraska's Fall. This looks like a very keepable hand, so let's keep it. Hit it with a hello. Alright, looks like they're mulliganing down to 6. And they are playing a red build. And wow, I am very surprised. Typically, you're not going to see what is it? Mono red in best of 3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Let's take advantage of the situation. Alright, let's go and play Founding the Third Path. Okay, I'm just going to cast Play with Fire. That's fine. Okay, so he probably sees a land on the top of his library. So we're going to play Founding. And then we're going to cast Experimental Augury. We're going to draw... Do you want to... what do we want? Let's take another Vraska's Fall. We're going to need a lot of removal against this build. So let's go ahead and put the counter on there. Submit 1. We will mill 4 cards. Okay, it was all land. Oh, honestly, I'm kind of glad we did that to ourselves. Throwing 4 land in the graveyard is very good. Okay, Mishra's Factory. And a Feldon. Bam, bam. Okay, I'm going to choose to not cast that. So decline. Because we need to cast something a little bit more important. We're going to cast a Vraska's Fall right now. Alright, sacrifices that. Goes to 1 poison counter. Ooh. Looks like he might be stuck on 2 land. Yep. And he did not get land off of that Reckless Impulse. That's very bad for him. Okay, so my turn. We're going to cast Founding the Third Path. Set it to 1. We're going to cast Drowning Ikra. Nuke that. Submit 2. I will mill 4 cards. Okay. Ditched a whole bunch of land. I'm glad to throw a bunch of land in the graveyard, seriously. So I would rather not be drawing a whole lot of land because this deck is not very top heavy. Alright, we cast Invasion of Tarkir. Okay, so he did not want me to kill one of his creatures. So in that case, do we want to... Actually, honestly, no, not really. We're going to submit 0. Let's just target that and decline to cast. We'll go ahead and play our Mirex. And I'm going to keep the Vraska's Fall mana open in case he gets enough mana to open up his Mishra's Factory. Okay, he wants to play Kumano versus Kakazan. Sure. I can't really stop that. Resolve. Ow. Pass. Alright. My turn will cost Memory Deluge. Let's get a Voidwing Hybrid and an Experimental Augury. Alright. Let's go ahead and play the Hybrid. And pass the turn. Resolve. Let's see if they cast this turn. Okay, they finally got a third mana. That's good. Wants to cast Play with Fire. Okay, that's fine. So that goes to the graveyard. He plays Bloodthirsty Adversary. Let's see. I will allow that to resolve. He can't cast anything from his graveyard with it, so I'm going to Vraska's Fallen right now. Autopay. Okay, he gets another poison counter. Alright, let's go and play another Mirrex. And what do we want to do with our time here? Let's see here. We have 6 mana available. I kind of want to keep mana open for Reject Imperfection. Yeah. It's getting a little dicey here. I'm running really low on removal. Okay, so he wants to cast another Kumano. I will reject that. That gets countered. Submit 2. Voidwing comes back. Pass. I'm going to choose not to cast Experimental Augury this turn, just because I don't want to take the extra damage from Underground River. I'm getting into the danger zone right now. Yeah, he wants to play another Tark here. That's fine. It'll do 2 damage. Alright, my turn. Okay, we got another land. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and play this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not quite enough. That's fine. End turn. Alright. Plays a land. He's going to activate the Mishra's Foundry. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, shoot. Let's tap that for a colorless. And then tap that for a blue. Experimental Augury. Shoot. Okay, looks like we're dead. Mm-hmm. We're just about dead, at least. Okay. We'll block his land. And we'll go to 1. Yep, that'll do it. Good game. Alright. Game 2. Sometimes red just gets there, you know? Let's see. Give me 2 equation. Sitting Deluge isn't going to be good against that. So let's just go with the 2 equation. We'll drop 1 Augury and 1 Reject Imperfection. That'll do it. Yeah. Just thin the numbers a little bit to bring in a little bit better card. Red. Best of 3. This is very surprising to me. You don't usually see this deck in this format. That's why I'm playing it. What could mono red be sideboarding for black and blue? I mean, potentially some kind of like anti-blue hosing spell. Or maybe just like more 1-drops maybe to try and overwhelm me. Alright. I'll definitely be playing first. Sec is way too aggressive. I'll play first. Okay. Wow, that's bad. Yeah, mulligan that. Okay, that's a little bit better. Not by much, though. Okay, we'll keep that. We'll send back the Underground River. Alright, let's play that first. We'll play the Mirrex on turn 2, Shipwreck Marsh on 3. Yep. Okay. So let's go with the Mirrex, and we will play the Voidwing Hybrid. Because we don't really have anything to play with Founding the Third Path right now. Okay. He's going to burn my Voidwing and attack for 2. Oh, no, he's going to play Kumano. No blocks. Alright. Shipwreck Marsh, next. Attack. End turn. Let's see what he plays this turn. Resolve. Okay, he wants to play Feldon. So I will choose to change the equation. And he will attack for 1 with the Swift Spear. Sounds good. Alright, let's see here. Let's go ahead and attack for 1. Or 2, I mean. End the turn. Play Vraska's Fall. Get rid of that Swift Spear. That puts him to 3 counters, and he has a 2/2 now. Okay, he's impulsing to get some land. He does not see it. I take 2. Okay, we get a land. Let's see here. Go next. Attack. Alright, he's at 4 now. The race is on. Okay, Swift Spear. Okay. Okay, he's gonna get me for 4. Alright. End of turn, we Memory Deluge. We will get a Vraska's Fall and a Serum Snare. Okay. Land for turn. We will go Founding. Play Founding Third Path on 1. We will bounce that, leaving us enough mana open to cast Vraska's Fall. I will mill myself. Perfect. And we will say end turn. Okay, he casts Impulse. He's really trying to get that land. Still no land. Perfect. He wants to attack for 2, and this is where we cast Vraska's Fall. Alright, puts him to 6. Alright, Founding the Third Path. Let's see, what do we want to cast? Let's play Distorted Curiosity. Let's see. Let's play for a blue. Draw 2 cards, that goes away. Play a land for turn. And let's see here. Vraska's Fall. Vraska is a little bit risky to play right now because it'll deal damage to me every time I try to proliferate with it. So let's say go. Alrighty, got a land. Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and augur. Okay, let's take the Vraska's Fall. Yep, submit 1. Resolve.
caving in his stride by now.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so he's going to do the +1 to get an extra mana.
You're lucky this is a warning shot.
Okay, so he wants to play that. We'll go ahead and come in with Vraska's Fall, get rid of her Planeswalker, and give them another poison counter. I will take 2 this turn. Okay. Let's go ahead. Play the Shipwreck Marsh. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got enough to do this. So let's go here. We'll cast Prologue to Phyresis. Then we will play this for 5. And Proliferate. Boom. Got him. Alright, let's go to game 3. Okay, now that we've seen a little bit more of his deck, does that change what we want to do? Most of his creatures are at least 2/2, so the Glistening Deluge is not going to be useful for us. Will the Liliana be useful, though? I'm curious about that. I'm afraid the Liliana might be a little bit too slow. But honestly, let's ditch the Vraskas and bring in the Lilianas. They might actually be a little bit useful for us. At the very least, she'll consume some damage from attackers. And kill off act as better control. Alright. Opponent is obviously choosing to play first. Hey, little guy. Ooh, that is really bad. We're mulliganing that away right now. That's less bad, but it's got removal. So we will keep this one, unfortunately. Shipwreck Marsh is 2 or more other. Okay, so let's get rid of one of the Shipwreck Marshes. Keep 6. Pitch that. Okay, so they come with the Kumano. We're going to take a lot of damage the first 2 turns. Foundry, you get a Feldon. You got it. Bam. Alright, my turn. Let's see here. Let's go with an island. And we will say go. Let's see what they want to do. Okay. I'm into this. I do enjoy land destruction. Let's see here. Give me the Shipwreck Marsh. Say go. Alright, they did have another land. I was hoping that they wouldn't. Let's see. Let's go Vraska's Fall right now. Okay, sacrifice the Etching of Kumano. We're probably going to lose this. He's just coming in way too hard, way too fast. What the hell is that? Discard a card, sacrifice a vampire, draw 2 cards. Interesting. Okay. Give me Mirax. Give me Founding. Set to 1. Cast Drown and Ichor. Submit 2. Alright. Let's see if we survive this turn. Yep. Take 4. Alright. Give me What's in my hand? If we pay 2, we play a land, we still won't be able to do anything else. So we'll do Drowning Ichor, so we can at least target this removal. Voidwing comes back. That goes bye-bye. Play the Voidwing. Play Mirax. Say go. I'm just waiting for a lightning strike to be pointed at my face. That's close! That's real close. Yep, that's it. Good game. Yep. Sometimes you just get the nuts. Okay, so we have 3 lands, 2 foundings, prologue, and reject. This looks good to me. I'll keep it. You got 2 fast lands as well. Someone really likes the Emperor. Okay, so that's an island. A very fancy island. Very fancy plains. Okay, let's play Dark Slick. And we'll play Founding. And we'll see if you counter it. They do. I'm more than happy to watch you counter this. Alright, Celestis. Alright, let's go in Founding again. Set to 1. Prologue. They have a Mirax of their own. Okay. They gain life, draw a card. It does not save them from poison counters, though. Discard cut down. Smart play. I'm not playing any creatures. I'll mill myself. Right. What fell in there? Just a memory deluge and some land. I'm okay with that. Let's see. Alright, so we have Reject Imperfection, Vraska's Fall, Distorted Curiosity. We will just chill and let them take their turn. Alright, our turn. Let's play another prologue. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. You want to cast Siphon Insight, huh? Okay. Go for it. See if you dig up anything fun. Ooh, another prologue. Nice. Alright. Let's go ahead and tap that out. And we just chill. End turn. Go for it. Experimental Augury is a great card. I love it. Alright, he's not doing anything, so I'm going to cast Prologue. Alright, he's going to Siphon Insight again. I'm seeing a lot more Siphon Insight being played. It's very interesting to me. Let's see. Alright, let's distort the Curiosities. Nice. I like it. Alright, next. End turn. Another thing I really enjoy about this deck is there's a lot of cantrip cards in it. So you just draw cards for the fun of it half the time. Boom, boom, boom. Memory Deluge, huh? He's casting that main. want to counter it? Yeah, we'll counter it. Because he's not holding any blue open for that. Alright, my turn. We'll play the Underground River. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He does not have any counterspell mana open, so let's just play Vraska's Fall. Full cost. Or Vraska Betrayal's Sting. Alright, let's proliferate. That's fine. Let me draw more cards. Another poison counter for you, buddy. Alright, my turn. Let's see here. So we got a lot of cards in our hand right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could cast it for 5, but not really necessary. Let's see here. We're going to cast this just to get it. Actually, no. This is likely a Planeswalker deck, so let's play Prologue to Phyresis to get it out of our hand. Cool. That's what I wanted to see. Land. Next. End turn. Alright, now shit's getting interesting. Let's see here. Okay, cast Siphon Insight. That's fine. Alright, Celestis triggers. Throws away Counterspell. Deluge. Main phase Deluge for 7. Very interesting. Alright, my turn. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. If we do it for 5, you'll see it'll leave 2 mana open. It's not enough. So we'll say end turn. Alright. Let's see what they choose to do. Alright. They want to Siphon Insight again, huh? They don't have any more of my cards over there. Let's reject Imperfection. And that way it's going to give them another poison counter. Pass. Okay, they end the turn. We create a token. Do they react? They play a Wandering Emperor. Okay. Resolve. Okay. We're going to start with a Drowning Acre. So I'm at 1, they go to 7. We attack. Face. We go to 8. 1, 2, 3. I lose with 2 mana open. Yeah. Make him sacrifice their creature. Or a Planeswalker, I mean. That's it. Okay, so this is a control deck. So let's see what we need to make changes for. So we need 3 Lilianas, 3 Duress, and 2 Negate. So we will get rid of the Bring the Ending and the Anoint with Affliction. Those are going to be kind of useless for us. We'll go down to 1 Vraska. And we'll go down to 2 Founding the Third Path. I think that should do it. The discard's going to be a lot more useful against them. And they were ready with their sideboard immediately. So I wonder what they... Oh! They just decided, no thank you. Alright. I like it. Not too bad.